My name is Matt Johnson. I'm a journalism student.
So, Matt, why is journalism important?
Journalism is important so it could be a watchdog for the government, as well as letting people know what's going on in the world of just current events, including just breaking news, politics, sports. It's just to let people know what's going on and so people can remain informed at all times.
What do you like or dislike about the media right now?
Um, I dislike how the media can be biased at times, even though the whole point is to not be biased. It's supposed to make like you're supposed to remain impartial as a journalist, but it seems like more and more now these days, like there's different networks that have very clear sides and very clear agendas. Like it's kind of horrible that every time I watch a news broadcast or read an article, I have to think are these people's agendas? Is it just to give me the news, or do they want to like spread the specific ideology that they follow?
So, how do we change that, making the news better?
I don't want to be depressing, but like I don't think it can change. I think that the course we're on right now is just a bad one. And okay, so like maybe better reporting, just giving people the education like we have at Southern, where people learn to be impartial, and maybe those ideas will spread, but that's a very positive outlook that I don't see continuing.
So, you're saying giving more straight facts instead of, say, sensationalism
Yeah,
would be a little
absolutely.
bit better.
Because people right now, I feel like there's a lot of clickbait headlines at this point, and just ways that the media tries to make it people view their articles more or view their broadcast more by coming up with just like how do I put it? Just like specific content that people will click on versus what people actually need to know.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm a psychology major. I'm a junior at Southern Connecticut State University.
So, Jeremy, why is journalism important?
Well, journalism is important because nothing comes easy in the world. Truth, especially, it doesn't come easy. Journalism is important because you need to have people in this world who are looking for truth, which is why the people thinking journalism is invaluable or even like a bad idea is just so terrible, because it's taking away something that's necessary because it makes mistakes. And journalism is incredibly necessary to making sure people in general know what's happening. It's important to put effort into finding the truth, and putting effort into finding what needs to be known.
So, what do you like or dislike about the media right now?
Well, the media right now is in an incredible, interesting state, especially since, is this too loud?
No, that's fine, that's
Okay.
fine.
Especially since Trump got elected, and I think it's in a state of where it's trying as hard as it can, in some respects, but it's also coasting on others. It's kind of coasting on anything that's not White House related, especially like local government stuff. That's very common, but I think it's become especially common recently. The media just kind of like just lets certain things go, but when it comes to a Congress or White House perspective, it's all over it, and it's doing some, especially during the election, it was doing some great reporting. There's some people at the Washington Post who I freaking love, and they do awesome reporting on like Trump and stuff. And I think they are learning that if they put effort in, it does get results, but they're also learning that if you don't give people what they want, they don't care, and that's a problem, because people need to care about these things, or we won't have any more journalism on them. And like local government things are very important. That's where a lot of things happen.
So, how can we make it better? How do we make the news better?
I think it comes the media itself has to start realizing that local stuff is important and other stuff is important, not just what people want to hear. But also people have to realize that that everything that has an effect on their life should be important to them. These things that, just because it might not impact your life directly, it affects people in this country. And when we have a country like America that's so supposedly about like America's like the best and stuff, you got to focus on how other people in America are treated. And I think a part of it is worrying about other people. And I think journalism will increase if we start worrying about other people. And I think good journalism will increase about that.
Go.
Hi, my name is Josh Pabella. I'm an IDS major with concentrations in journalism, political science, and history.
So, Josh, why do you think journalism is important?
I would say journalism is important because in a time where there's so much uncertainty and everyone's kind of on edge, it's really important to have solid, reputable sources where you can find the truth. I think journalism, or at least good journalism, is kind of, in a free society, it's one of the most critical moving parts, and I think that journalism is really important to just make sure people know like what's actually going on. Because when you're better informed, you can make better choices.
So what do you like or dislike about the media these days?
I would say like the mainstream media, CNN, Fox News, MSNBC. It's a lot of sensationalism, and I used to watch a lot of CNN and stuff like that, but like the talking heads, the pundits, they really just drive me insane at this point. I really can't watch it. I mainly read print media because I think that really they just take everything and they just blow it up 10 times bigger than what it is, and I just really can't stand it.
So how do we change that? How do we make it better?
I think it really starts with on the ground level, training journalists to be, to check their sources, to make sure they're always reporting the truth, and I think also there needs to be a desire to have truth and good reporting from the people who are reading it. So obviously, if people weren't watching what CNN was doing, then CNN would change their way. So it's both on the side of the people producing that content and the people who are observing it. And I think if there was more of a conscious effort for people to sought out or search after like good reporting, good journalism, then maybe those big media companies wouldn't be so sensationalist.